And as a woman who respects so much and wants to share and wants to be confident and has no ounce of me that has competitiveness, when we lift each other up, we all rise.
That's exactly right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back for this week's edition of Wacky Moments of Leftist Extremism. I'm your resident samurai, Jonah Lackey, filling in once again for Eric Shiner. Really quick, if you're on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and if you're on Rumble, where they don't censor us, hit that plus button. Those are the best ways to make sure these videos reach more people. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and if you like the work we do here at MRC, please consider donating at mrc.org/donate. Since we are a nonprofit, we couldn't keep these videos coming without support from viewers like you. With that out of the way, let's get on with it. It's election season, which means if you've watched news for more than like 4 seconds this week, then you'll know that America has been overrun with Soros-funded anti-war protesters popping up in commie campouts across the country. Now, I know everyone in the media can't stop falling over themselves for these troglodytes, but I want to take this moment to remind you all of something we seem to have forgotten. These people don't deserve a single iota of our attention. They're just the same childless, mindless Marxists who cried about Wall Street. They're the same childless, mindless Marxists who cried about that fascist Ben Shapiro. They're the same childless, mindless Marxists who cried about George Floyd. And they're the same childless, mindless Marxists who cried about the climate. This is just the latest evolution of CHOP. Remember that? Just now it's chop the infidel's head off. So I'm going to do something very brave. I'm going to give them the attention they deserve. None. In fact, in a Wacky Mole first, I'm gonna let Chris Cuomo take this one.
It's like basic humanitarian aid we're asking for. Like, could people please have a glass of water?
Seriously? Seriously? You want to break the law and then get catering? You talk about privilege, and she wasn't even aware of it. That is frightening intersection of ignorance and arrogance.
In other news you probably missed this week, Drew Barrymore sat down with everyone's favorite cardboard cutout Kamala Harris to ask her the tough questions about the current state of things in the country and around the world. Just kidding. It was actually a 10-minute cringe fest of Barrymore essentially slobbering over how great Kamala is. Well, I'll spare you the full blow. Here's a little taste.
You have to sort that out.
A great segue to say that I keep thinking in my head that we all need a mom. I've been thinking that we really all need a tremendous hug in the world right now. But in our country, we need you to be Mamala of the country.
That is a great segue to how I keep thinking in my head that we could all use a good shower to clean off how yucky that was.
And as a woman who respects so much and wants to share and wants to be confident and has no ounce of me that has competitiveness, when we lift each other up, we all rise.
That's exactly right.
What is she looking at? Well, whatever it was, I'm sure it wasn't this.
Tonight, among the record wave of migrants crossing the southern border, a suspected ISIS member who lived freely in the U.S. for nearly 2 years. 2 U.S. officials tell NBC News. 33-year-old Jakovir Atoyev of Uzbekistan crossed into Arizona in February 2022, where he was apprehended and vetted by both Customs and Border Protection and ICE. He was not on the U.S. terror watch list, and he was released into the U.S., those sources tell us. Then, in May 2023, Uzbekistan put out an international alert, saying that Atoyev was affiliated with ISIS and wanted there. But it took nearly a year for U.S. officials to figure out the suspected ISIS member was living freely here in the U.S.
Yes, unfortunately, college campuses aren't the only places you'll find suspected terrorists. While NBC was the only network to report on the issue this week, it's an important reminder that despite the Soros company cookout currently going on at an Ivy League near you, our border is still wide open. Something else that's wide open for the world to see, Joe Scarborough's empty five-head. In a shocking break from his usual antics, Scarborough actually used his show this week to defend Trump supporters from the media's attacks.
You know, Jen, there's a stereotype of the Trump voter that the media does. Oh, people are stumbling drunk out of their, trailer park and, shooting raccoons or something like that. No, it's bankers. It's lawyers. It's people with advanced degrees.
Wow, that's actually really cool of you, Joe. I'm glad we have someone who's willing to break from the norm and actually say some positive things about Republicans for once. Just one question, Joe. This you?
Post-Dobbs, you look and you see the radicalism, I'll just say it, of these old white fat men in Mississippi or somewhere else that are driving women out of medical care. You have the Speaker of the House to gain power by pushing the big lie. As Liz Cheney said, he was the chief proponent of the big lie. He didn't believe it, but said, I need to do this to get close to Donald Trump. And so he's now going around lying on, I've seen enough. This bill is too liberal.
Is that going to be
I've
his
seen
voice?
Enough. What is his voice? This poor Comer guy,
He's been trying to get Hunter.
He wants him because he keeps making a fool of himself because he says, well, we ain't really got nothing.
Right.
But a squirrel fire and a hound dog.
Yeah.
And, or says something like that. But they got nothing.
What was the first one?
Oh, so close. Finally, we'll end it on a positive note. Many of you may remember that back when he was campaigning, Biden made a promise to unite the country. Well, it appears he finally made good on that promise. Ah, the sweet sound of unity. With everything happening in the news today and everything going on social media, it's kind of easy to feel like our country's divided beyond repair. Tribalism seems to have taken over, and where there used to be civil disagreement, there's only vitriol and anger. However, it's stories like these that give me hope that maybe one day we'll be okay. Well, that's all I have for you this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit like on YouTube, hit plus on Rumble, follow us on social media, comment below what you think. I love reading the comments, even the mean ones. Enjoy the weekend and don't cave to the leftist media agenda. See you guys next week.
I want to invite you as my guest on a very special, once-in-a-lifetime, 7-day post-election cruise in the Caribbean. It's going to be a blast.